The Night Watch, Rembrandt's most famous work. There's a reason why this painting stands out. Nothing is like it seems. The closer you look, the more the canvas reveals. Hidden in the shadows among the feet of the Night Watchmen marching out, there's one mysterious creature, a dog, a blur of fur, tense from the noise of the beating drum and the firing musket. Was it Rembrandt's own pet? Most assumed it was drawn from life, but what if the dog wasn't Rembrandt's at all? It was 2024 when Anne Lenders, curator of 17th century Dutch paintings, made a discovery she never expected.
I visited an exhibition about Adriaan van der Venne, and I was just walking around when my eye fell on a book by Jacob Cats with a dog depicted on the title page. Immediately, the Night Watch dog came to my mind. I was not completely sure, so I grabbed my phone and searched for the Night Watch dog to compare it with Adriaan van der Venne's dog, and then I saw that the similarities were striking. Not only the angle at which the head turns is very similar, with the mouth slightly opened, but also the color around the neck with the ring in front is almost identical. And both dogs have the upper part of their body crouched low to the ground. I was very surprised and many questions came up, like, am I really the first one to see this, or has anyone else seen this before?
The similarities between the two dogs are remarkable. At the time, it was very common for artists to look at each other's work for inspiration. Of course, a good artist never copied blindly. Did Rembrandt steal his dog from Van der Venne?
Well, stealing is a very big word. But the resemblance of the two dogs is quite striking. But the back of the dog is slightly different, how the legs are, and of course the dog in the Night Watch has its tail between the legs of the dog.
There are some subtle differences between these dogs, but the resemblance is so strong that it cannot be a coincidence. With today's technology, we can uncover far more of Rembrandt's secrets than ever before. When he painted the Night Watch, he first made a sketch with a white paint that contained chalk. Thanks to a recent research technique called macro XRF imaging, we can now visualize that chalk layer and reveal Rembrandt's underlying sketch. It's as if you can see the first outlines of the Night Watch. And these outlines don't just show us the beginning, but they also reveal whether Rembrandt changed his mind along the way. In some parts of the painting, this light sketch layer shines through.
When I look through the microscope, I see the chalk sketch, the light layer, directly on the dark brown or brown ground. I love seeing it. I love looking at the painting from so close by. It's just like a different world.
When we read Rembrandt's inventory of 1656, we can see that he possessed an enormous collection of drawings and prints, which he actually used as a source of inspiration. At that time, it was very common for artists to look at each other's works, and Rembrandt did that very often.
But did Rembrandt actually base his dog on Van der Venne's example?
When you look at the initial sketch of Rembrandt's dog, you can see that the elbow was lower, so the dog was in a bit more of a downward position. And that is also closer to how Van der Venne has drawn his dog. So that really supports the idea that this was the inspiration for Rembrandt.
The dog found in a drawing by Adriaan van der Venne bears a striking resemblance to Rembrandt's Night Watch dog. Both the strong similarities and the painted sketch underscore that Van der Venne's drawing served as inspiration for the dog in the Night Watch. A coincidental discovery that gives an insight in Rembrandt's creative mastermind.